Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by asking you a question. Have you ever felt an invisible weight on your shoulders? Not from life itself, but from the people around you. Those who should uplift you, but instead drain your energy, robbing you of the peace you've worked so hard to earn. As we age, life teaches us many lessons. Some harsh, some beautiful. One of the hardest is this: not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Even those closest to you, even family, can sometimes be the ones who pull you down. Tonight I want to talk about 5 types of people you must protect yourself from in your golden years. Not because you don't care about them, but because you care enough about yourself to prioritize your peace. The controllers are the people who believe they always know what is best for you, regardless of your own desires, experiences, or instincts. They often come from a place of perceived care, but their actions feel more like micromanagement than support. And these individuals may criticize your choices, undermine your decisions, and dismiss your independence as though your years of life and wisdom count for nothing. What makes their behavior so insidious is that it can appear well-meaning. They might say, "I'm only doing this because I care about you," or "I just want to help," but their actions leave you feeling small, incapable, and powerless. As we age, the desire for autonomy becomes even more critical. After decades of navigating life, enduring challenges, and learning from mistakes, you've earned the right to chart your own course. You know what makes you happy, what gives you peace, and what you need to feel fulfilled. But controllers don't respect that. They see your decisions as mistakes waiting to happen, and in their quest to help, they slowly strip away your confidence. They might question your ability to manage your finances, suggest you're not strong enough to live alone, or insist you follow their idea of the right path, even when it conflicts with your own vision. These individuals may exist in the form of a well-meaning child, a friend, or even a spouse who doesn't realize the harm they're causing. The problem isn't always their intention. It's the effect they have on your sense of self. Over time, constant interference can make you second-guess your choices, feel inadequate, or worse, resign yourself to living a life dictated by others. The emotional toll of losing your independence in this way can be devastating. From Sergeant H, it can lead to resentment, frustration, and a profound sense of isolation, even when surrounded by those who claim to love you. Breaking free from controllers isn't about rejecting their love or care. It's about asserting your boundaries. It's about reminding them and yourself that your life is yours to live, and you are capable of making your own decisions. You can accept help without relinquishing control, and you can allow others to care for you without letting them take over your life. This balance is crucial for preserving your dignity, confidence, and happiness in the later years of life. The neglectful are those who, despite everything you've done for them, fail to show up when you need them the most. These individuals may be family members, friends, or people you've invested time, love, and energy in over the years. They're the ones who were quick to receive your care and attention during their tough times, but seem to disappear when the roles are reversed. Their neglect isn't always loud or confrontational. It's often quiet and passive, marked by their absence when their presence would mean everything. In old age, this neglect becomes particularly painful. After spending a lifetime nurturing relationships, it's heartbreaking to realize that some of the people you've poured your heart into are now unavailable when you need them most. They may make excuses, saying they're busy or overwhelmed, while you're left feeling abandoned and unimportant. If they suffer the crack of a jab at you, you will likely feel the crack of a jab at yourself. The neglect may manifest in subtle ways: a phone call that never comes, a visit that's repeatedly postponed, or a lack of effort to include you in their lives. Over time, this absence creates a deep sense of loneliness, making you question the strength of bonds you once believed were unbreakable. What makes the neglectful so difficult to confront is the emotional conflict they evoke. You remember the good times, the shared laughter, and the moments when your connection felt genuine. It's easy to make excuses for them, to tell yourself they're just preoccupied or unaware of how much their absence hurts. But neglect, whether intentional or not, takes a toll on your emotional well-being. It can lead to feelings of worthlessness, sadness, and even resentment, especially when you've sacrificed so much for these individuals in the past. It's especially important that you give yourself the grace to leave your past behind. The neglectful often fail to recognize the weight of their actions, or lack thereof. They may assume you're fine because you don't complain, or believe their minimal effort is enough. But the reality is, as we age, our emotional needs become just as important as our physical ones. A simple phone call, a visit, or a kind word can make all the difference. Criticism and judgment are the two types of sympathy. Learning to cope with neglect starts with accepting that you can't force people to care in the way you hope. It's about redirecting your energy to those who value your presence, even if that means seeking new connections or leaning on others who understand the importance of showing up. Neglect doesn't define your worth. It reflects their inability to recognize it. The drama bringers are those who carry chaos wherever they go, turning even the simplest situations into storms of conflict and emotional turmoil. These individuals thrive on creating or amplifying problems, often dragging others into their whirlwind of tension. They may come in the form of a friend who constantly stirs up gossip, a family member who escalates minor disagreements into major arguments, or someone who seems incapable of finding peace without involving others in their endless crises. In old age, the presence of drama bringers becomes especially burdensome. After a lifetime of navigating challenges and seeking stability, the last thing you need is unnecessary stress. You've likely reached a point in your life where peace and calm are priorities, but drama bringers threaten that tranquility. Their behavior can be exhausting, leaving you feeling drained and emotionally depleted after every interaction. They often pull you into their problems under the guise of needing advice or support, but their true intent is rarely resolution, it's attention. These individuals often lack self-awareness, failing to see the harm they cause to themselves and others. They may believe they're simply venting or sharing their struggles, but their constant negativity and chaos overshadow any positive aspects of your relationship. They bring a heaviness into the room, turning joyful moments into tense ones, and making it difficult to relax in their presence. Worse, their behavior can be contagious. The more time you spend around them, the more their energy seeps into your own, disrupting your emotional well-being and potentially affecting your physical health. One of the most challenging aspects of dealing with drama bringers is the guilt they can evoke. They often frame their issues in a way that makes you feel responsible for helping them or resolving their conflicts. They may accuse you of not caring if you try to set boundaries, making it difficult to distance yourself. But it's important to remember that their chaos is not your burden to carry. The energy spent on managing or enduring their behavior is energy that could be better spent on nurturing your own happiness. Protecting your peace means recognizing the difference between supporting someone in need and being drawn into unnecessary turmoil. Your time is valuable, and you deserve to spend it in an environment free from constant drama and negativity. The takers are those who see your kindness, resources, and generosity as opportunities to fulfill their own needs, often at your expense. They're the people who continually ask for more, never satisfied with what you've already given. These individuals can come in many forms. A family member who borrows money with no intention of returning it, a friend who leans on you for emotional support without reciprocating, or even an acquaintance who takes advantage of your time and energy without showing gratitude. In your later years, the presence of takers can be especially harmful. You've spent decades building a life, saving resources, and cultivating relationships. This stage of life is supposed to be about enjoying the fruits of your labor and finding peace, not constantly giving to those who only take. Takers rarely consider the toll they impose. They don't stop to ask if you have enough for yourself or if their demands are leaving you depleted. They often mask their selfishness under the guise of neediness, knowing you'll feel compelled to help. The emotional toll of dealing with takers can be profound. Over time, their behavior can make you feel unappreciated and used. When you give from the heart, you expect at the very least acknowledgement and gratitude, but takers rarely offer that. Instead, they often act as if they're entitled to what you provide, leaving you questioning the value of your generosity. This imbalance can lead to resentment and even a sense of regret for being too giving. Financially, takers can create stress, especially if they repeatedly ask for money or resources you cannot afford to lose. They may guilt you into helping, saying things like, "I thought you cared about me," or "You're the only one I can count on," manipulating your emotions to meet their needs. Over time, this can erode your financial stability and peace of mind, robbing you of the security you've worked so hard to achieve. Dealing with takers requires setting firm boundaries. It's not about being unkind or refusing to help those in genuine need, but about recognizing when someone is taking advantage of your generosity. Protecting your well-being means understanding that your resources, whether financial, emotional, or physical, are not limitless. You deserve to invest in yourself, surround yourself with people who give as much as they take, and live free from the burden of those who only see you as a means to an end. The critics are those who seem to find fault with everything you do, say, or believe. They constantly judge your choices, diminish your accomplishments, and point out your flaws as if it's their duty to remind you of your imperfections. These individuals might be a family member who undermines your decisions, a friend who offers unsolicited opinions disguised as constructive feedback, or even someone who uses humor to mask cutting remarks that sting more than they help. In addition, the best friends lose you for the right reasons, not because they try to mask respect for remarks that sting more than they help. In old age, dealing with critics can be particularly draining. After a lifetime of learning, growing, and building your sense of self, the last thing you need is someone chipping away at your confidence. You've earned the right to live on your terms, yet critics seem determined to impose their standards and expectations upon you. They might comment on your lifestyle, criticize your spending habits, or even question the way you choose to enjoy your retirement. Set the way you choose to enjoy your retirement. Their remarks are often disguised as concern, but the underlying message is clear. They don't respect or appreciate the wisdom and independence you've gained over the years. What makes critics especially challenging is how their words linger. Even if you dismiss their remarks in the moment, their negativity can creep into your thoughts, making you second-guess yourself or feel undeserving of happiness. Over time, their constant critiques can erode your self-esteem, leaving you hesitant to make decisions or share your opinions for fear of being judged. The emotional toll of enduring such negativity can lead to stress, anxiety, and even feelings of isolation, as you might start avoiding certain people or situations just to protect your peace. But critics often project their own insecurities onto others. Their judgment says more about their need for control or validation than it does about your choices. However, understanding this doesn't make their behavior any less harmful. Their criticism can create a toxic environment that prevents you from fully enjoying the freedom and joy you've worked hard to achieve. Dealing with critics requires a conscious effort to prioritize your well-being over their opinions. Setting boundaries, asserting your independence, and surrounding yourself with supportive, uplifting individuals are essential steps in protecting your peace. Your worth is not defined by someone else's judgment, and you don't owe anyone an explanation for living your life in a way that makes you happy. Number 3, be willing to stand up for yourself.